Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 12th of December. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Pearce. And Philip, it's the 12th for 12th. There you go. It's a big day. Big day.
What makes it a big day?
Because it's in symmetry. It matches the dates of the day and the month.
12, 17.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Viewers, if you can hear a bit of a background hum, that's because you can hear the background noises of the 700 odd staff at the realestate.com or REA's headquarters in Church Street in Richmond.
We're coming to you live, Phil, from
Gary,
REA.
what a session we've had here today.
It's all happening.
We had our last sales meeting of the year.
We did.
And we were kind enough to be hosted by REA. Thank you
to
REA, who are our lead supplier, you might say, Gary, in terms of portals in real estate.
Now, how about this office of theirs right here, Phil? It's a massive tailor-built office, and there's coffee machine. You can hear the coffee being banged over there. There's people wandering around. I don't know. It's very different for me, you know, because I kind of like order and structure, but you walk in here, you can just sit over there, every day's a different desk.
So we're in a four-storey building that has been purpose designed and built for REA, and it's very modern and contemporary, as a online business should be.
Yep. I don't know what's going on here.
Gary's toured the building, and you've got to remember that Gary has a steam engine as a car. He's looked around and thought this whole hot desking phenomena, these quiet spaces, these breakout rooms. Clearly, Gary, the world has moved on past you, hasn't it?
If I ever had to sit in a different space because I was in trouble, you know, it's like you can't go here, you have to go over there, but everybody goes somewhere different, Philip. It's a whole new world that I'm just experiencing and enjoying. But, and you know, it's like that they're saying here that you can't be at the same desk. You have to move around.
Every day is a different desk.
Every day is a different desk, and we don't know where you are. So I can't quite understand. But we can find out where you are. But I'm sort of thinking, well, if I was over there all the time, you wouldn't have to look for me because you know where I am. But anyway, it's a whole new world.
I've got to tell you, viewers,
Yep.
Modern workplaces today that employ a lot of people, particularly publicly listed companies where they're actually answerable to shareholders.
Right.
They have things like a
dog
workspace
room,
there is a table tennis table, and you can bring your dog to work. Now, all I can say is, I'm not a
play
great
table tennis
fan,
with your dog if you want to, Phil.
But the concept of bringing your dog to work is so politically correct and so ridiculous that you just wonder how any work gets done.
Have you worked out when the dogs need to go, what they do here? Because I can't work. Is there
the funniest.
Is there a separate
I walked into that room because the dogs are only allowed in one room. I walked into the room and the dogs are in the room as the same place as the table tennis.
That's right.
And I walked in and there were two dogs playing table tennis and they put the bats down and kind of just tried to look like they weren't doing
working like they were working. But what happens if you play table tennis? You step on a dog. I can't quite understand. Anyway,
bring your dog to work and do absolutely nothing during the day.
And the shares are $80.
Sit at a desk that no one can find you. And I mean, this has got to be workplace nirvana. Having said that, with all of these ridiculous workplace practices, Gary, they run in the most incredible business.
Yeah. So maybe we're learning. Can I bring Coco to work on Monday? Next week? I don't think you'd be
some
so
of the work practices that we've seen, viewers, here, we will not be instituting in downtown Caulfield, St Kilda or Carnegie.
Fact, we did bring our dog to work one day and sat in your seat when you got back to the chair. You weren't very happy about it. Phil, let's talk about the weekend because we're getting stupid as we do.
So Gary,
it's getting late in the year.
We had our last weekend of the auction year of a Saturday and Sunday.
Yes,
because we've got auctions this weekend.
We did,
but it was a massive weekend.
A massive success,
we had 32 auctions, Gary, across our group. The question is, was there a weekend ever that we had more than 32 auctions?
I think there may have been, but I can't remember.
So if you can't remember it, the chances are it didn't exist.
Maybe not.
32. If we've actually
memory's not what it was.
If we've actually beaten 32, that's phenomenal.
Yep.
But we had 32 auctions, viewers. We sold 25 out of 32 for a 78% clearance. Get those towers up right as we speak.
Against the industry average of
66%, Gary.
Well done, industry. 2 out of 3 ain't bad in the words of Meatloaf, but not as good as Gary Pearce Associates can perform and did perform, Philip. We had lots of highlights and lots of results to talk to. I'm not going to get too boring on us, Phil.
No, we've got to go through 25
But, you know,
sales,
I've got to talk to you about Bundeera Road because I had the pleasure of doing that auction. Leon said, we're going to have a good auction here, Gary, and he was right. Reserve was 680 to 740. We sold Phil for $870,000.
So this was bought 2 years ago, viewers, for $640,000.
Put a lick of paint on it.
They gave it a coat of paint. A coat of paint for something like that, $3,000 or $4,000, Gary.
Maybe so. I don't know. Look, it's a sign of the market, Philip. Really, Phil, we sold for $870,000. It was very competitive.
$250,000 increase. That's about a 40% increase in 2 years.
Unbelievable. And $130,000 over reserve. Philip, 349 Bamber Road was your auction. You did a rip snorter of a job there. We were expecting somewhere in the kind of between the sort of mid-high ones, but lo
around
and behold,
the 1.8 mark.
lo and
in fact,
behold,
it was
Phil,
well and truly on the market at 1.8, Gary, and sailed past $2 million. Mind you, it's a house I've always loved. I've driven past this house millions of times, always speculated about what it might be inside, and good properties do attract great prices
and you'll love
if they're handled by Gary, Peer and Associates.
And your love shone through, Philip, as the superb auctioneer that you are and the superb auction that you did.
Thank you. Starting
Philip,
to get the hang of it.
We moved on to 15 Russell Street. Jeremy Rosen's had a great result there.
I actually went and had a look at him do that
right?
auction.
Checked
because
him out.
I had a break in between auctions, something that I'd had sold beforehand.
He's got a good style and a good sense of humour, hasn't he, Jeremy Rosen?
He
He brings a party to town.
Look, he's got a certain sense of charisma that is generally identified amongst both friends, family and clients.
And yes, indeed.
And he's very natural. I thought he did a really good job.
He had some fun, and we'll show him in a minute doing another auction where he had a lot of fun. But Philip, that went very well, sold for well over expectations, sold for 1,352, well beyond the range. Phil, Selwyn Avenue in Elwood, well, you had a bit of a party time in Elwood down the Bayside, didn't you?
What a
that was a
result,
humdinger. We
Gary.
thought we might get in the mid-5s to 6, and lo and behold, you've gone and smashed it and got $721,000.
That's a massive price, Gary, and no doubt there'll be some consumers in the crowd that go, "Oh, you sold it for such a high price."
Well, isn't that what we're supposed to do, Phil?
Well, correct.
Aren't we allowed to get a premium?
Absolutely, but when you look at the premium there, it was a completely unrenovated apartment, needed a 2017 or 18 makeover, which really means we sold it for kind of 800,000 by the time somebody fixes us up. Goes to show the confidence in Elwood, goes to show the confidence in those streets that run off Ormond Road through to the beach.
May I add, the confidence that's shown in established properties and established blocks. We're forever barking on about it, Phil.
Yes.
And barking is a good word to use because the dogs are just around the corner in that room. We are barking on about it all the time, saying buy an established block that's been around forever because you know what you're getting, Philip.
Yep.
And you know how it's going to continue to be. Sunday was a big day. We're going to talk about a property that hasn't yet sold in Alton Street, Philip, because I love this home.
Well, Gary, you say it's not yet sold, but as we go to air, it may well be sold.
It may well be sold by the time we go to air, Philip, because there's an offer coming in today. But Phil, 12 Alton Street is for sale at $3.6 million. It was the only one I think we didn't sell on Sunday. It was the only auction we didn't sell.
Yes.
So it's quite extraordinary. But this is a
beautiful home
that will sell. It is a beautiful home, and if it hasn't sold, jump down and snap that one up, Philip, because it's a sensational home.
Gary,
and well done to the vendors.
I'm just interrupt your flow here because we'll come back to the sales, but 2017 is almost wrapped up.
It is.
What are you thinking about 2018? Because I know a lot of the viewers tune in for this because they want a market update, and we won't be coming back for GPTV.
Oh, we've got
one session next week,
but
then we don't bounce back again, I think, till the first week of February.
Right.
Have you got a view of 2018 yet?
Look, you know, it's funny, I remember this time last year and the year before, things did slow up a bit. And we sort of thought, we went to the break thinking, oh, I wonder how the market's going to bounce back because, you know, probably it went a bit softer as it got later in the year. Prices were still upheld, Philip, but, you know, with a bit more work because they were just flying and new precedents are being set, and as you reach new levels,
this is a very long answer to a very succinct
if you'd
question.
like me to do it, as you reach new levels, Philip, they get somewhat more difficult to maintain. However, I think we're going to see bounce in February. That's my view, and I think you're going to see prices possibly take a little bit of a kick in February, March. If not being maintained, perhaps increased. Your thoughts?
Okay, so interesting that you should be positive.
I am.
I am too, but the reality is if you read the media, whether you're online, social media or in print, you'll see that just about everybody is predicting the market to continue to soften.
Yes, but Philip, a bad story sells paper.
Well, that is exactly
that's what people like
viewers,
to see.
Our experience, and keep in mind we're talking about decades and decades now of experience, and you can clearly see that on Gary's face, all that experience. The reality
and being your partner, yes.
The reality is that we think that the two things that you've got to watch in terms of a market truly softening is interest rates and the unemployment figures. Interest rates look like being on hold, marginally increasing perhaps into 18, 19.
Well, record lows, Phil. We've been there for a long time.
Correct. So watch the interest rate and watch unemployment. Now, unemployment continues to be no problem in this country. In fact, if you looked at the papers yesterday, there was a talk about labour shortages across the construction industry.
Well, even here at realestate.com, Philip, which offers the best facilities and the best of people and systems and structure, they have a problem getting talent in certain areas. Saying to us upstairs today, people those brilliant people that do coding and all that, they need more people.
So the question, viewers, you've got to ask yourself is that if interest rates remain fairly static
Yep.
and unemployment rates remain fairly static, why will property prices soften? We think in the areas that we operate, which is blue chip areas, where there is generally an undersupply of most forms of real estate, we see no softening in the market other than the fact that we've had a 4-year boom and it always comes off eventually, but doesn't necessarily nosedive, Gary.
Philip, the reality is that we're salespeople, not economists. We really have no idea what we're talking about, even though you put a very eloquent
There is the
production
disclaimer.
to
The
it. But that is the
disclaimer
truth of
had
it.
to be made.
It had to be made.
So viewers,
We've got
if you
no
are
idea what we're
tuning
talking about.
into
We're
this
just salespeople, and sometimes he gets carried away because he reads a few newspapers. But what?
So there it is, viewers.
Yeah,
if you were tuning into this show expecting to be able to make plans about what we say, essentially, you'd have to be an idiot.
Exactly. Philip, you know, I could be described as a form analyst because I study the form, but the reality is I'm just a punter and I'm a mug at that with the races, so we have no idea.
Do you know what? I'm just looking in the distance here, Gary.
Yeah.
Not only do we have tennis tables, not only do we have dogs here, but I've just seen women walking in and out of prams. It's
What's going on here,
this
Phil?
Is the
all happening.
Community vibe here, Gary. It's extraordinary.
And they've named areas streets, Philip. We were just up in St Kilda, which was fantastic, even though we're in Richmond. But Philip, again, just want to go back to say, if the newspapers had all good news, and if the cat got rescued from the tree, how often can you see that on the news? Not very often. Bad news sells fast. Phil, let's move on through our bits and pieces of summary from the weekend. 385 Kooyong Road, a great sale. Hey, I want to talk about Westbury Street. What's going on there? What did you have, some magic Svengali wand or something at that auction? What's going on there?
We had a development site of just shy of 800 square metres in Westbury Street, which is a great location, walking distance to Carlisle Street. I'd put 2 to 2.2 on that site, and vendor was very happy to be selling at 2.2.
Absolutely.
First bid, 2.2.
On the market.
On the market.
Bang.
Raced all the way to $3 million.
What was going on there?
I've got one vendor, you love this, I've got one vendor on the phone via FaceTime in Manila.
Yep.
And the other vendor, not sure whether she was on FaceTime or not, in Iceland.
Wow.
Don't have many clients in Iceland.
What's the currency in Iceland? Do you have any idea? You're well-read. I got him on that one.
Good point. I'm not sure if they're part of the Euro,
I'm not sure they are either, Philip. 385 Kooyong Road, that sold well. Expected to be around 115, Philip, 1174. I just want to also say there's people that worry and wonder about what happens to the past in properties.
And wander.
They worry and they
wonder.
They wonder.
They
wander.
When they wander, they go off.
Well,
right?
they do a bit of both.
Wander.
You can do too.
Wonder.
You can wonder and wander at the same time.
Worry and wonder.
You can wander off wondering, can't you? But Philip, people do worry and they do wonder about what happens to the past in, what happens to those past in properties. But look at what happened, for example, with Rosemont. It was passed in last week. Sold within a few days.
Sold, by the way, viewers, at 1:30 in the morning on Monday night.
That's exactly right. Yep.
After the Sunday.
We're all up.
And viewers,
partying.
You'd be amazed. Have a lot of sales that go down
midnight-ish,
late into the evening.
They do.
And I'll just give you a bit of a summary of that. Often when we say to a vendor, we've got an offer on your property, now we're going to go into the full negotiation mode.
Yes.
And that might be a Sunday, that might be an afternoon appointment we have with the vendor. We always say to the vendor in that meeting, now, this is going to go until we sell it.
Yes.
Do not go to sleep.
Exactly right.
And often a vendor will be sitting there like at 1:30 in the morning going, look, this is killing me. I want to go to sleep. And the next thing, an agent walks through the door at 1:45 in the morning and gets the property sold.
Now we were edited last week when we talked about my crazy hours because you were running with that deal, and of course you rang me at 1:30.
I know.
Hello,
of course.
First ring, I got through, no problems. But that's it. We say the deal's going to be done. No one sleeps till this deal's done or over. We give our vendors the no-dos. We put the toothpicks in their eyes so they keep them open, and let no and behold, Philip, what a great deal that was. Let's talk about this weekend's auctions.
Oh, Gary, talking about sales after auction.
Yeah.
Shout out to Leon Guzenfitter's team.
Yes.
I passed in a property in Somerset Street in Elstonwick on Sunday.
Yeah.
That was my last auction on Sunday.
It was.
2:30.
Yes.
So 2:45, I drove away from there.
Yep.
And I think the text went out at 10 o'clock on Sunday night. So some 7 odd hours later, property sold at well in excess of what we had at the auction. So viewers, a very happy result for our Somerset vendors.
Philip, we are sharing ourselves around so many suburbs this weekend.
Hang on, Gary. This Saturday, our last auction.
Saturday. It's pumping, it's happening. We've vibed up and ready to go to bring it all to a close for 2016. But I just wanted the viewers to know, we're still at 2016. 2017. I just want the viewers to know we are going to be working through over the break, Philip. So there'll still be deals. We've sold properties on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Day. So don't worry if you're looking buying or selling. Just call us. We'll be servicing you.
Please understand this, viewers. Office hours do not belong in a real estate agent.
We never close, Phil. We never close.
We are 24/7, 365 days per year. Even when we're on holiday, we will take your call because we love it.
Exactly right.
We love it. And let's face it, holidays, they're boring.
They're for losers.
Yeah.
They're for losers.
Well, no, it's not that they're losers, but go on a holiday, but really after day 3, what are you thinking about?
Thinking about listing and selling, Philip.
Correct.
Like sick real estate agents that we are. No, it's not for losers. You do need a break, but there's always somebody filling in, Philip, because we do, in fact, have a break. We believe in work-life balance, Philip.
Unless you're Darren Krongol, that wherever you are,
you can pick up the phone, bang,
wherever
straight
you
away.
are, Darren can be lying in a hammock.
Exactly right.
In Pattaya Beach.
Yep.
But that
there'll be no range, but he'll find a way to get a satellite to beam in there.
Correct.
Philip, we are sharing ourselves around on Saturday. We have 10 auctions.
Saturday, 10?
In 10 suburbs.
Is that right?
Yeah, 10 auctions. So we're not going to the same suburb twice, Philip. Don't you worry about that.
No, that would be ridiculous.
I'm going to be starting off, Philip, with part of double auction action with Graham Callan at 10:30. We're going to be in Lilymure Road at 10:30, Philip, and Graham is auctioning this property. We love it at Lilymure.
What a great property. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. We're loving these single stories. We've said it many times, viewers. The single story villas built in the 60s and 70s. Shout out to that sort of real estate. If you buy one thing in your life as an investment, if you bought this or something like it, you'd be doing well, Gary.
You've got something like it at the same time, Philip, just up the road in Elstwick in Shuba Road. I've got the auction honours. Phil, you have a little sleep in, won't you?
I will have a sleep in that Saturday morning. This is a terrific villa, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 lock-up garage, and there's a laughing lady walking past us as we speak. A little bit of a shout out to her who's just completely interrupted the show.
That's exactly right. But if you're going to interrupt with laughter, you may as well interrupt with laughter.
Correct.
Better that than
a
the somber
place.
You don't want people bawling. Could you imagine someone was crying or uncontrollably screaming? You wouldn't want any of those things, Phil. Phil, 11:30. You open your auction account on Saturday in Thomas Street in Brighton East, or as the Hungarians would say, Tomasz Street, Philip.
And a shout out to our many Hungarian viewers.
Aren't they beautiful?
This is a great property, Gary. It's a period style property, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, plenty of off-street car parking, land available here, Gary. This is a good property. You do very well buying that. And it's also in the McKinnon Secondary College zone.
It is, Phil. Leon brings
which
that one to town.
does add value to any property
It sure does.
that McKinnon zone.
As we say in the Hungarians, hodgepodge, we welcome them to...
What does hodgepodge mean?
I think it's hodgepodge, I think is... I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that. It's either hello, or it's good, or it's welcome, or thank you.
Someone set you up badly, and
we'll
it's actually an expletive.
No, it's not an expletive, Philip. It's a happy term.
I reckon that's
I know what servus is. Servus is goodbye. We can say that at the end of the show if you'd like to, Phil. We've got triple auction action at 12:30. We're going to be in Glenorm Avenue, Phil. You're going to be meeting Graham Callan and auctioning this fine-looking home.
Well, what an amazing looking property this is, Gary. 3 bedrooms, 2 glorious bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, beautiful floors. The decor there is incredible, and Glenorm is a fantastic spot. That whole area there is just buzzing now.
We love it in Oiving Avenue, Paran, Philip. Oiving Avenue, as they say in the States, or New York anyway. Hello, Oiving.
No, they say that in the Catskills.
Is it? Hey, Oiving.
We've been to the Catskills.
I'd like to go there. Have you been? We should go there. We can do our little GPTV when we're in our 80s at the Catskills. Right. Philip, we won't know what's going on anyway then. We'll have dementia well and truly. Philip, we're going to be in Irving Avenue. Simon Rodolnik does a great job. We did well to steal him from LJ Hooker, didn't we?
We did, Gary. One hooker's loss is our advantage.
It's the Pierre Kingston gain. Exactly right. Take us through it, Phil.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and viewers, Irving Avenue, great location. Whether you're an owner-occupier or particularly an investor, tenants love that street because it's well located.
Just a short hop away from Paran is in Murrumbina, Philip, in Kangaroo Road. We are looking forward to auctioning this property. If it makes it to auction, I think it might get sold before, Phil, but let's have a look at it anyway.
3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a tandem lock-up garage. Once again, courtyard gardens. You're getting a little villa or a small house with land and very well priced.
Jodie English is the Bentley expert. I'm meeting her at 1:30 for part of double auction action in Beckett Avenue, Bentley East. Now this is a stunning property, Philip.
It is stunning, Gary, and it's modern, it's light, it's bright, it's 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. A great opportunity for a first home buyer, a downsizer or an investor. It really does look fabulous.
A property with the classic facade opposite a park in Marara Road brings you to auction at 1:30. Philip with Leon. Take us through this terrific property.
Well, Gary, we love Marara Road and we love the parkland in Marara Road. This is 3 or 4 bedrooms. It's 3 bathrooms. It's got a double lock-up garage. It is stunning. The parquetry floors in this property, Gary, are magnificent. And a shout out to the owner of that property who has supported our business dramatically over the years, and we love that fella.
We thank you. We thank you. We do. Yeah. We absolutely love that
Shout
fella.
out. He also likes Johnny Walker Blue. And if you're watching the show, send me a text and I'll have one delivered to you.
Excellent, Philip. We're going to be in Mimosa Road at 2:30 p.m. We finish off our auction there. Leo Samuel's auction. This one, Phil, he's stolen the honours from you.
Gary, you've got to love this property. Gorgeous facade, gorgeous interior. You've got to love everything about this home. 3 bedrooms, 1 delightful bathroom, big entertaining areas, a property that you can move straight into and just enjoy from day one.
Phil, 2:30, we wrap up the weekend. On Saturday, you have the final stage, so often do. We're going to be in Security Road, Melbourne, and we can bring up balloons and fireworks.
I put it on Facebook that I'm kind of done for the week. And I said on Facebook when I shared our Facebook summation of Sunday that I think we should do our Saturday auctions, get into the holiday vibe by doing in our Speedos.
Speedos, yeah, okay. Well, I think I'll come back to you on that one, but don't hold your breath. Phil, we're going to be in Security Road, Melbourne. I don't think it's a Speedo address. It's quite a bit of conservative audience there. No, the audience of this property. I don't think there'll be a Speedo-loving audience, Philip. But someone's going to love that property. We're going to be in Security Road, Melbourne.
Gary, how much do I love this building? It is named Kingston,
funnily
enough.
Named after the family.
I'm a Kingston. This is an O-U-N.
Well, they misspelled it.
Nothing to do with
that's
me.
Okay. Someone had dyslexia when they named the building.
Having said that, Gary, this is the 3rd apartment we've sold in this building in the last 12 months. We love this building.
But that baby hates it. That's crying in the background.
Yes, the dogs will be wandering through in a moment. Never do a baby.
Don't work with kids and animals, as W.C. Field said that.
Correct. Anyway, what a building, what facilities, what an apartment. They are absolutely magnificent in size, Gary, and a great location with the park at the back, the park being Faulkner Park, where they play cricket, and it's just the most beautiful park.
And that brings down the curtain, Philip, which is a big, big year. But we will be back for one more episode of GPTV next week. Had an interesting experience this week, Philip.
Did you go? Tell us, what was your interesting experience? I went to an ear, nose and throat doctor, a very well-known one, as you know. Yes.
And while he had, while he had something in my nose and I was looking
How
at him...
do you like that? They spray the chemical in your nose, which tastes disgusting.
It does. And they talking to you like nothing's going on.
And then they put a long
hose, like a hose.
They put it up through your nose, goes up, and then you feel like it's coming up into your brain.
I did. And then just having this casual chat like nothing's going on, and it's like, it reminded me of Welcome Back Kotter. I don't know if you saw that. He said, up your nose with a rubber hose, and it was up my nose, and they're just talking, and anyway, I'm watching the screen, looking inside my throat, and thankfully everything was okay, Philip.
Just by the way, a shout out to Stephen, and I'm not going to use your surname on GPTV, just in case there's any...
You've ruined my whole flow, Philip,
really?
Because what I was going to say is that Stephen says that his wife watches GPTV, and often she'll watch it in bed. It'll be the last thing she watches before she goes to sleep. Now, we've long talked about the effect of GPTV on couples and marriage. We're not going to say any more. We'll just leave it there. Not going to go all, all Don Burke on us here. But
some would say that GPTV is great for insomniacs because, like that, you watch a couple of seconds.
I think to the contrary,
you're out cold.
I think next year we should have maybe next year we'll have a competition of where are you watching GPTV and have people maybe film themselves, have someone film where they're watching.
I was shouting out to Stephen, not using his name for professional purposes. We cannot use his surname.
Thank you for watching before you go to bed.
And by
he gets tapped on the shoulder.
Thank you for saving my life.
Yeah, he did save his life. Yeah, saved your voice, saved your life. And stuck me with him for another 20 years or so. That's a big wrap on GPTV. The market holds up. It finishes on a high, but not finished yet. There is still some action as we say farewell for our final weekend. But Saturday, plenty of auction action, Philip. And there's still a few pass-ins that are offering great value. So please call our guys.
Come along, viewers, and say hello to us on the weekend so we can say goodbye for 2017. Get ready for 2018. We'll see you next week. Our last episode.
Stay tuned
Thanks for
next
watching.
week. Bye for now.